Coming up next is Mr. Vikram Sakhuja, Group CEO, Madison Media and OOH at Madison World. And joining Mr. Sakhuja is Mr. Ankush Sachdeva, co-founder and CEO, ShareChat and Moj, a man Forbes counted as a tycoon of tomorrow, given the magnificent success of ShareChat and Moj. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Mr. Sakhuja and Mr. Sachdeva, who bring to us the story of building unicorn through Indian languages. So the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we started this afternoon with a rock star coming in and performing. And now it's my privilege to present the new age rock star, Ankush Sachdeva, not quite 30, but already a unicorn. So in the next about 20 odd minutes, including some questions, we really want to quickly go through your journey that got you here. For starters, was it curiosity that got you here, or was it a completely different journey from Hall 2 of IIT Kanpur to now in the unicorn land?
Thank you, sir, for having me here and giving me this opportunity. So yeah, I think we had a very interesting start, as you mentioned, from Hall 2 of IIT Kanpur. So me and my co-founders, we were in college when this idea of ShareChat came in. And in fact, before ShareChat, we had tried like 14 different products while being in college. In fact, the most popular dating app of IIT Kanpur, still live, was built by us. And we kept building products while being in the campus. And we were building a product called Opinio, a debating app, which was a product before ShareChat. I was in my 4th year, sitting in my dorm room. And I was trying to get traffic into Opinio because we had built a website, it was not working. So I was trying to take the link of our website and spam it in different Facebook groups in the hopes that I will get some traffic onto the website. And I saw this very interesting thing. In a public Facebook group, a Sachin fan club, there was a post which said, "मैं बना रहा हूँ Sachin का WhatsApp group, अपना phone number डालें." A simple post with 50,000 phone numbers. Imagine it's a public Facebook group. People are putting their real phone numbers in a post. And I'm like, this is not normal. And out of curiosity, I took around 1,000 phone numbers from that comment box, put that in my phone, in my WhatsApp, made 10 WhatsApp groups. And I named them Sachin Photo, Sachin Video. And I just kept my phone thinking, OK, whatever it is, kept my phone, went down, had my lunch. 1 hour later, I come back. I open my door. My phone is on the table, constantly beeping with notifications. I pick up my phone, look at the screen. Every single group that I had formed had hundreds of unread messages. And you open each group, there were people who were sharing Sachin photos, videos. Koi bol raha hai, bhai, Shahja Kap ki video bhej. They're sending videos. And these are 100 random strangers of the internet put inside a WhatsApp group, and they're super happy they're sharing content. And this is what led us to start building ShareChat, that people are hungry for content. They're so hungry, they're getting to WhatsApp groups to somehow get content. And this is not how content discovery should happen in India. We will build ShareChat, a very simple app which will allow people to consume content in their own language. And that's how it started.
That's amazing. And guys, that's how it started. You can actually, he managed to just crowdsource from WhatsApp groups, harness that onto a platform, and the rest is history. Tell me one thing. When I went into ShareChat, of course, it's a completely regional language play. I wanted to, look, and for right or wrong, I express myself in English. And I couldn't find an English language that I could do it in. I believe you started with English, but now you've taken it off. Tell us that story.
Yeah, so our first version of ShareChat actually had English, because why not? Like, a lot of people want to speak English and consume English content. So we had English as an option. And when we launched the product, almost 70% of our users on the first page, when we give them an option, they picked English. 70% users picking English. But once they go inside the app, the engagement is super low. And we were surprised, like, our English content is not that bad. How can the engagement be so low? And we actually tried to call up people. So this is like early days, 2014, 15. We actually used to call up people to understand how they like the product. So we called up these people who had picked English, and we said, hi, hello, you have been using our product. We wanted feedback. And to a surprise, these guys could not speak beyond hi and hello. They had zero English vocabulary, but when given an option between English and Hindi, they will still pick English. And there was some sort of aspirational value to picking that language that you don't even know when given an option. And we decided that people want Hindi content. They will not give us that signal if we put English up front. We just hid English, and it's been hidden since then.
Wonderful. So tell me one thing, that in today's day, I think you got upwards of what, 150 to 200 million active guys
on ShareChat, yes.
on ShareChat. So at this point in time, is there a reason for people to coexist on both ShareChat and Facebook? Or do you see it migrating to one or the other?
See, Facebook, FB Blue, I imagine you are referring to the original Facebook product. See, it started as a friend graph for you to consume friend private content, and they're now trying to get into public content, public profiles, all of that. I think what we started with was fundamentally we were about public content, with a very strong difference that we never relied on any friend graph or follow graph. Our fundamental thesis was that machine learning is strong enough that we can recommend you the right content without even getting into the whole follow graph sort of piece. And I'll tell you why it is so fundamental. It is very technical, but it is the fundamental shift that has happened in digital. So when you fetch a feed on, let's say, a Facebook or Twitter, you essentially get a batch of 10 content, right, when you fetch a feed. Now, for Twitter, internally, how they would do it is they will scan all your followed accounts, all their tweets in last 90 days. That probably will be, if you have 1,000 followed accounts, 100,000 tweets. So their job is to, from those 100,000 tweets, find the 10 most relevant. That's their job. But for us, because we don't have a follow graph, our journey starts from the 100 million content posted on ShareChat in the last 90 days. We need to find those 10. And that's multiple order difficult, yet more powerful, because we don't have to wait for you to jump through hoops, follow an account, and then get the feed. Our algos are smart enough to figure out what you want at that particular time and serve that to you. That's a very, very fundamental shift in how digital platforms have evolved, and that's our core focus, and that's one of the big differentiators against Facebook as well for us.
So do you see the two coexisting, or are you going to rule the whole, are you going to take the whole pie?
I will not comment on them, but again, I think they are also very focused on follow graph, which we don't fundamentally believe in. We will build a world-class recommender system to give people content, aggregate all the public information, and give it to the users even before them searching about it. That's our mission, and we are focused on that. You'll have 10 different apps coming and going. I would rather not comment on that.
Wonderful. So, you know, as if a social media platform like ShareChat was not enough, I believe within record time after TikTok moving out, you had launched Moj, and then after that, you went and acquired Tuck.
Yes.
And now you're in the entire short-form video play as well. How did that happen?
Yeah, it was an interesting thing. So I think if I can share a bit of the inside of the company, us and ByteDance go a long way back. ByteDance had TikTok and Hello, 2 products. And when they came into India, they tried to invest. We didn't take the money. And they copied ShareChat to launch Hello. Literal copy, every single pixel copied, all content scraped, all comments scraped. We, in fact, went to the Delhi High Court, filed a lawsuit. This can't be allowed. Fortunately, unfortunately, the Delhi High Court does not understand the technical aspects of things. And therefore, they said that, okay, change your UI. We don't understand scraping, so case dismissed. And we kept fighting. So we had a long history with ByteDance, and when TikTok got down, we were like, we're not letting this go. And even if I tried to stop my team, they would not have stopped. They were charging like an army that we're launching a short video app in the next 48 hours. We, in fact, beat our own timeline to launch it in 30 hours. So Moj was launched in 30 hours, running live on Play Store in 30 hours.
30 hours, guys, that's a record. So help us with your grand vision. It's been ShareChat. You got short-form video. Are we going to be seeing Elon Musk style a Twitter coming from you, your version of Twitter? I believe he's an investor with you. Or will we see another coup coming from you? Or what is it that we will see and not see?
Yeah, Elon Musk is technically our shareholder, one of our shareholders in ShareChat now. I think if we like if I try to simply put our vision, I think on one part, we're trying to enable millions of Indians to express themselves, put their content, put their creativity on our platforms, and in fact, earn a livelihood. So a big part of it, how do you make content creation not just a hobby, a side gig, in fact, a full-time profession? Like creating content on the internet should be a profession. So that's one part of the vision. The other part is, as I mentioned, right? So we are essentially in the business of aggregating public information and serving it to the user at the right time, which could mean, for example, for a farmer, if they just had a harvest, they want to find the mandi rate. That's the most important thing in their lives. When they open ShareChat, they should find a post saying that. So for different people, it means different things, but essentially, we are in some way anti-search, that we want to serve you the right content at the right time without even giving us the search intent. So that's our mission in a nutshell.
So in a number of ways, you could be the messiah for the entire creator and influencer community. So just play, for example, out of your 150 to 200 million users you have, how many creators are there out of those 150 million?
See, in terms of total numbers, it will be like tens of millions of creators because the bar of creating is so low on social media that anybody can be a creator. But we have this internal thing, what we call a superstar creator, where we are essentially aiming to create 1 million superstar monetizable creators. And in the next 3 years, we want to help all of them with $450 million of creator earnings cumulatively over the next 3 years across Moj and ShareChat. So that's our mission, get to 1 million monetizable creators by 2025.
And in your book, creator versus influencer, which one do you see expanding more?
So as I said,
imagine, right?
anybody can become a creator. So when you talk about creators on ShareChat and Moj, you'll probably add 50 million of them. But when I talk about superstar creators, those are the influencers who all the brands would love, all the agencies would want to get hold of them. Because imagine if you are a brand, there are many different brands in India. India is very diverse. If you want to really narrate your story in Tamil, Telugu, Marathi, Odia, there is nobody better than a local influencer who will narrate your story in a very touching way to their fans and followers. I think that is the future of how brands will go pan-India and touch the hearts of millions of Indians. So we want to create that army of 1 million monetizable superstar creators for India.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Ankush is giving power to the people and how. Okay, with this, I'm racing through this because I'm looking at the time. I want to cover ground. Let's talk the entire monetization models. Currently, do you see there's advertising, of course, there is social commerce, and there's gifting that you guys have started.
Yes.
There's right now no subscription.
No.
The famous Elon Musk is now talking about subscription on Twitter. I don't know whether that's going to happen. In your mind, what is really going to monetize whenever the real monetizing happens? Where is it going to come from?
Yeah, so we have 3 streams of monetization, all 3 underway. Ads, gifting, and commerce, as you have mentioned. I think ads is well understood in this forum. I need not expand on that. Gifting is turning out to be a very, very interesting way of monetization, which is even expanding our own sort of internal estimates. To give you a sense, so we had live streaming enabled for 2 years now on ShareChat, and the way it would work is, like, to give an example, we have live audio rooms, which essentially started during pandemic, where a Christian community, because they could not go to a church in pandemic, all of them would come at 8 a.m. on the audio chat room and form like a virtual church, where people on live audio will actually be praying for other people on the comment section. So you had very interesting live audio phenomena coming up. You also had the more monetizable phenomena, like, for example, there's a person who's playing a guitar, and the other people sort of like him playing guitar, and they can give like a 10 rupee virtual chocolate. Or you could have a Jyotishi coming and solving your personal astrological problems, and you can give like a 15 rupees Rudraksh Mala, virtual, all virtual. And the way it works is, we have a share between the live streamer and the platform. We take a cut of the revenue. And that was zero. We made $0 beginning of last year. By the end of the year, we were making $15 million annualized on gifting revenue in India. And we could have never imagined this would happen.
Fantastic. This is really inspiring. But you're on advertising. You are right now king of short form. The guys in this room all like their 30-second commercial. And unfortunately, 30-second commercial or even a 20-second commercial people don't have the time or the attention to really see that on your platform. So what is your, we spoke about this earlier, so what is your call out to this advertising gang out here, to how to use this platform?
Yeah, this might upset a lot of you, but we have strong opinions here. See, in the next 5 years, every single person who's online in India will be consuming a short video app daily. That is where the world is going. It is going to be as widespread as WhatsApp today. And you will see a large part of the human attention gravitating towards short-form content where they're consuming 15-second videos in a sort of multiple sessions across the day. If they don't like something in 2 seconds, they'll swipe up. That is the world that's going to be in 5 years. You and I cannot really help it. And if in this sort of world, it doesn't mean that YouTube is going to get killed or TV is going to get killed. They will exist. But a large part of attention is going to gravitate towards that. Now, in that sort of world, if we want our ads to work, we'll have to make them shorter. We'll have to make them crisper. We'll have to get the quality up. In fact, all the suggestions we give to our creators, right? If you are creating a content, if you do not catch the attention of the consumer within the 2 seconds, they will swipe up. The same holds for advertisers. It is not going to work that you can take your TV ad and put it on short video. Very similar to the example we were discussing. When radio came in, people thought they can put the TV audio track on radio and it will work. It doesn't work like that. A new format, a new media requires innovation. And if it is going to be the future of media, we should all look thoroughly into it and see what can we innovate. If that is where the world is going, we need to have a lead in innovating and finding our niche in that sort of ad market. How do we make our ads work? We have made it work on YouTube. We've made it work on FB Watch. How do we make it work on shorts now or short videos now?
So guys, follow the consumer, adapt your craft to the way they are right now, sort of going on an attention deficit, short kind of thing. Ignore that at your own peril. Last question from me before I just move to the questions. You know, all of us sitting and watching this entire startup land with all these investors coming in and putting in serious money into startups, where do those hundreds of crores actually get invested in? So where do you spend your money that the investors put in you?
Yeah, we pay that as ransom to Amazon and Google for running our cloud. So that's the biggest spend that we have. And yeah, I think apart from that, it in fact takes a lot of capital to invest in your AI. And in fact, we had to go out globally to hire talent. Like being the largest social media company in India, we had the best AI talent, and we still felt it is not going to compete with Facebooks and YouTubes of the world. So we actually went out end of 2020 and hired a global AI org. So today we have folks in London, in Bay Area, everywhere working on feed ranking. So a large part of our spend actually goes into building this AI infra and the AI team, which is super expensive.
So you got your answers. Fantastic. I hope you enjoyed that chat with Mr. Chat. I now have some questions from the house. Okay. How can the brand fulfill the curiosity of 20,000 plus mother tongue languages in India with one common language? I don't know whether you have one common language, but that's the question.
So the short answer is you cannot, but you can find efficiencies. For example, when we think about content supply, right? So we have a similar question. We invest in content supply. Let's say we get, I don't know, cute baby content, right? How do you make it work across languages? So there are a few categories which work across Hindi, Tamil, Telugu. So if you make a visual advertisement or a brand story, which does not require a lot of vocabulary, you can actually reuse it across languages. So we find cute baby videos work as well as in Tamil, as well as in Hindi. So there are certain categories which work really well, but if you want to really touch the hearts of millions of people, as I said, we have 15 Indian languages. That covers 96% of India. Use our influencers, take their help to help you narrate your stories via them to their influencers. And I think that is the only way you can, or a scalable way you can sort of touch hearts of millions of people. There is no easy answer to this.
So is it true that consumers are more similar than dissimilar, and it's just the expression that changes?
Yeah, people are very, very similar. In fact, this is a learning. People across all parts of India behave very similar way in terms of their category sort of affinities or the way they interact on live contents. It's very similar across India.
Great. Okay, second question. How do you get motivated on features and functions of apps while success of an app is still judged on downloads and not quality at all.
And not?
Quality at all. I don't know whether that's entirely true because there are enough people rating apps these days.
Yeah, so again, I think if I'm reading the question correctly, I think we are all building it for customers, and I would rather take customers' opinion on what is quality. I think a lot of us, because we consume very, I would say, Californian content on our apps, we sort of lose touch to the real India. And I think for us, the quality is how many content pieces are our consumers watching, liking, how much time are they spending per day, and that's the bar for us in quality. And downloads is not even a metric we talk about. So we talk about DAUs and time spent, and that's how we judge our quality.
Okay, what strategies are used to increase the customer base in various regions of Bharat?
See, in a way,
user acquisition was a big cost for you, right?
Yes, yes. So in a very simplistic way, if I try to explain our business, we are nothing but a marketplace, right? We are a marketplace of creators and consumers. When you pick a market, let's say Odia, you want to grow in Odia, you need to get the user acquisition up, but you also need to make sure you have a good supply to sort of augment that demand. And that is where the interesting challenge lies. For example, we see there's a lot of demand for fashion content in Tamil, but what ends up happening is a lot of Hindi content almost takes the top 10 content pieces in Tamil. Because there is not enough Tamil fashion influencers. And our job, in fact, is to go and create supply, basically convert offline beauticians, motivate them to become creators in Tamil language. So growing in a particular location requires a lot of planning, both on user side for demand and on the supply side for creators.
Great. Last question. While we kind of know that what the future of content created by the future of content created by studios was that they went on to OTT. What do you think is the future of user-generated content?
I think the top content creators are going to become entrepreneurs. They're going to be as independent as entrepreneurs. They will have a brand for themselves. They will have a following. So they won't be held hostage by Moj or any one platform. They would have a brand of their own. Whichever platform they go, they will get love from all their millions of followers. They will launch their own D2C brands. So they will be entrepreneurs. That's how a small creator today, probably who doesn't even know they would be a creator, 5 years down the line, could be the most popular person who can launch their own, I don't know, beauty brand and beat the HULs of the world. That is the future which we strongly believe in.
Absolutely brilliant, absolutely inspiring. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Ankush Sachdeva.